We are back in 1982, continuing our look at the Lost World of the Warlord toyline by Remco. In our previous episodes, we took a look at the heroic Hercules and Arak, the Son of Thunder. The next figure on the list is the Warlord himself, and today we'll be taking a look at the Warlord, here on KREED'S Collection. Hey, welcome back to another episode of KREED'S Collection. Today we're checking out the Warlord from the 1982 toy line, The Lost World of the Warlord by Remco. The Warlord's real name is Travis Morgan, a Vietnam veteran and SR-71 Blackbird pilot. While flying over the North Pole in 1969, Morgan passes through a hole in the crust of the Earth, which transports him to the lost underground world of Skartaris. There, Morgan wields his .44 caliber automag pistol and sword in aid of the future queen, Terra, and becomes known as the Warlord as he fights many different villains, including the evil sorcerer, Deimos. And now that we know a little bit more about the Warlord, let's take a closer look. Much like He-Man in Masters of the Universe, the Warlord is the main hero character of the Lost World series. And despite the fact that the body structure is basically a ripoff of Masters of the Universe, I still think the Warlord is a pretty unique figure. One of the things that stands out the most to me is his facial hair and the fact that it's stark white. It definitely gives him a more older and experienced look, which is pretty cool. The wings on the side of the helmet are also a nice touch. The helmet, though, is not removable. It's molded onto his head. And right here on top of the helmet is what looks to me to be a snake head. But you tell me in the comments, what do you think it is? As we come further down, you can see that the Warlord wears a cape, and the pattern on it matches the trunks. And I find this pattern to be crazy. It kind of reminds me of a cow. It's made out of vinyl, and underneath it you can see the back is sculpted pretty much the same as all the other figures. The cape is attached at the neck with what looks like a little piece of black string, so it is not made to be removed. Just like Hercules and Arak, the Warlord's left hand is open, but his right hand is molded to hold his included weapon. As we get to the legs of the figure, you can see that the boots are identical to Hercules and Arak, but I really like this color scheme of light gray and white. Now we're going to take a look at the included weapon with Warlord, and it is a sword, which is more like a fencing foil. I like the handle quite a bit down here, and the guard also looks really nice. The reason it looks like a fencing foil is also because the Warlord, Travis Morgan, was a fencer before he went to the Lost World. The sword fits in the hand of the figure, no problem, and I have to reiterate once again how much I like this guard here on the front. I really think it adds something to it. Now we're going to take a look at the articulation of the Warlord. Here at the hip, he has a ball joint, so when you put his legs in a position, they stay. It's pretty nice that the ball joint is there, it makes it easy to pose him. The waist has a swivel point, but no spring-loaded feature. The arms can go up all the way around 360 if you wanted to. The head can turn left and right. And that is it. That covers all the points of articulation for the Warlord. The copyright information for the Warlord is located on his lower back. 1982 Remco, made in Hong Kong. Before we move on, I want to point out that the first appearance of the Warlord was in a very oddly named comic called First Issue Special, and it was issue number 8, because that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, that issue came out in November of 1975, and in February of 1976, the Warlord got his actual first issue. And now for our He-Man size comparison. As you can see, the Warlord and He-Man are practically the same size. However, the Warlord doesn't have super strength, so he'll definitely have to watch himself around the most powerful man in the universe. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get a group shot of the 3 figures we've already taken a look at: Arak, Hercules, and the Warlord. Damn, they look good together. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for the Warlord from the 1982 toy line, The Lost World of the Warlord by Remco. This is a line I knew very little about before I started doing KREED'S Collection, even though I owned some of the figures. But I have to say, the more I find out about it, the more I like it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.